to another episode of my YouTube videos on Quick Labs. Today I'll be doing the episode on configuring an internal load balancer. Okay, so let us begin. So we need to right click on this and open it in a private browser. Once that opens up, we will sign in with Quick Labs Pluralsight credentials that are associated with our GATS program. Okay, so this lab should last for an hour 30 minutes and total max is 40. So if you ever have any issues, just click on one of these buttons for the steps you are currently having issues with, and it will help you to present to you a pop-up window that will have some information about the error you're facing, and of course from there you can troubleshoot. Okay, I'm having network issues. My recapture isn't working. Oh, we're having issues again. Okay, let me refresh the browser and see. We could just check this and see. Alright, so ping let's make that 3 pings so that okay, no packet loss, so our internet is good. Let's try that again. Oh, alright, so his phone there. Look at me. Okay, let's try this once more. It appears I'm having issues with my network. Let me put this on top and let me put this here. Alright, so let me refresh this again. Okay, so we will check to see this is the objective of the lab. Please flip through it. We create firewall rules, create a NAT configuration using a cloud router, configure 2 instance templates, and then of course create 2 instance groups from there, and then configure and test an internal load balancer. Okay, so this is the first firewall rule. Let's see if let's see if our internet is back. We check to see we are human, confirm we're human, and it's done. Okay, so that's coming up. Let's wait for that to come up, and then we will go ahead to create the internal load balancer. Okay, so this lab shouldn't take us more than 30 minutes, assuming our network is fine. So, okay. Okay, so it's on. Let's sign into the console. Okay, then click on this, I put the password, and then we'll click through some windows to get to the console properly. Okay, so before starting, of course, at this window, do not update anything, simply confirm and move to the next window. Please take your time to read through the labs. I have done this lab severally, so I can afford to jump through, but you should take your time to read through the lab so that you understand the concepts that are being presented here, being taught here. Okay, so let's give this a few minutes to provision, and then one more window to click on before we start. So we're going to create two firewall rules, one for allowing load balancer activity on our computer engine instances that we'll be creating using instance groups. Then the other one will actually be for health check. So let's check to see the resources that have been provisioned for us. Network resources, that would be network and then firewall rule. Meanwhile, while we're here, okay, so all right, so click on this, and that's it. Our network here, custom network, with two subnets. Then we have these firewall rules, both of them that have been set up and targeting the my internal app network. So let's create a firewall rule again. This is called FW allow LB access. Okay, so we're here with the name of the firewall. Change to the network we'll be working on. This is backend service, and the IP address is IP range is this, and then allow every protocol and create. Then the next firewall rule is this for the health check. Alright, so we do this, click on this, put this in here and pick the network we're working on. The tags will be specifying, so backend service, okay, and IP range, put this on no, that's not what we want to do. Let's pick that one here. Okay. Alright, so we remove this one and then put it again and hit the space bar, and then we'll be targeting port, allowing port 80, and we'll go do that. Alright, so that should register. Already got 5 max. This should register now. Okay, that's done. Create a NAT, and the NAT name is config. Need to be careful here. Copy that. So pick this and under network services, NAT. Right, so just give a few seconds. It should come up. Okay, let's try that again. It didn't work. Let's go down to network services and hit NAT. Alright. Okay, okay, our network is, our firewall rules are ready. Okay, why is this giving us issues? We should, okay, okay, let's give a few seconds and see what happens. Okay, let me click on that again. I think services NAT. Let me click on that again. All right, so create a NAT. Okay, put that there. Pick the IP, the network, and the region should be this. Then we'll create a route now, cloud router, which this is the name of the router, and here, and of course you hit that, and then that. So while that is setting up, we will go on to create instance templates. Okay. All right. So we'll do that. Okay. So let's come here. Okay. Let's go to Compute Engine here and instance templates. Okay. So these templates will have this. Of course, we use this network, and then subnet is this, and then add this tag, backend tag. All right, so let's remove this one. Okay, this is up and running. We can check our progress here. Okay, and we'll come back here to do this other one. So create an instance template. Let's get rid of this. Okay. So give it a moment. All right, so this is this. We come down here, go down to metadata and put in the key and the value. That key for that key is this. Okay, put that one there. Go back up, click on networking, pick this one, pick this first subnet, and then we have back end service. Okay, that, and then remove the external IP and hit that. Okay, so that does that, and then we create another one. Okay, so we'll copy the first one and simply just change the name. All right. Okay, so I should see instances here, but I don't see any. Okay, so this is definitely a network issue. So now let's click on this. All right, so that's the, oh, sorry, we shouldn't. Let's go back. Just click on this one. All right, click here and click copy. All right, so let's go down. Let's click here and go to network or networking and change the subnet to this subnet, and then create that one. All right, so the next thing, we create manage instance group. The first one will be using the instance template one, and then of course this the other metrics, auto scaling metrics configurations will be added. So let's click on this first instance. Let me come here, let me click on this and say this, so that it populates the configurations, most of it, and I just need to change a few things to get it to work. This it should be here, this template of course, and then we change this should be 80, done. This will be 45 and this will be 5. Okay, no health checks for now. Click on that and then do the same thing for the second template. Maybe we could copy the first instance group and okay, let's see that isn't possible. Alright, so we'll go to the templates and click on the second templates and do the same. Okay, this time it is this and then this template, and we'll change this. It should be 80, done, and this should be 45 and this should be 5. Okay, alright, so that's coming up, and then we will verify that those backends have been created or are being created. Let's check on the VMs. So once you create an instance group using an instance template, VM instances will be created in the back, will be created as a result of that. So that's a fast way to actually create a lot of VMs. So we have the first one, the second one is still coming up. Okay, all right, so let's go down and then we'll create this VM instance that we'll be using to work okay, to test our load balancer. So let's go in there. Okay, let's click this to create that. So there are instances, both of them are there. For I don't know why that of instance group 2 isn't showing up, but nonetheless, let's move ahead. Okay, click this and it will be in zone C, and then we're using the micro F1 micro, so that's the N1 series, and then we'll come here and pick that here. Then we're doing some changes. Let's click here, go to networking, go down here, change the network to this, and subnet is B, I believe, and external IP is none. Let's check that and be sure. All right, subnet is A, and okay, all right, so we pick this one up, custom, and subnet is A. So let's go back here. Subnet is A, and then automatic no is custom that, and then the external IP. All right, so we click done and we click create. All right, so we'll click on this. All right, so let's go back and check if there's anything we ought to have clicked on to check our progress. None. All right, so what's the next thing to do? We now create a load balancer, I believe, now that we have the backends in place. Okay, we actually test and see if the utility VM can curl the IP addresses of the two instance groups that we've created. So let's click on this. Click on that button to SSH, to open an SSH window that you will use to run this test. Oh, sorry, that's not what I wanted to do. And let me click on this. Hold on. This. Okay, so that's that. Let's give it a moment to come up, and then we can move forward. All right, so that's that. Okay, so meanwhile we will put this on largest, I believe. All right, so that's that. So let's curl that 10.10.20.2. all right, that works. Okay, what's the second thing to do? We'll just change this, come back here, delete put 3, curl that, and it works. Okay, so that's that. I would not want to put that down, so I won't want to close that. We're supposed to, but I'll leave it open because I think we'll visit that again. Which of these fields identify the location of the backend? I mean, the host name does that, and server location. This IP address has to do with the client, not the server itself, so I don't think so. Okay, so let's create the load balancer. Okay, so we'll come here, go to network services, load balancing. Okay, we will create a load balancer and the name is my ILB, which is a short form for my internal load balancer. Okay, so create this, click on that. We're using TCP load balancing and it's between VMs. Click on this. Okay, let's can we go back and see the options available? Click this. So we have from internet to VMs, and then only between, and then of course that's that. So we're doing this, so those are the other options that are available. So we put a name here and then click on backend. Okay, we pick a region, which is US, this network is this, then pick the first instance group, done, and pick the second instance group here, then click done. Then the health checks, we create a health check. Create a health check, create a health check, create a health check, and the health check, let's go down and check the health check. We'll call this, and sorry about that, let me mute my phone. Health check will be called this, and type is TCP. We have HTTP2, HTTPS, TCP1, version 1, and SSL. Okay, so if you change this to something less, because if you look at the literature here, it says pulls the HTTP health check pulls instances every 5 seconds and waits for 5 seconds for a response. So here interval is pull interval here is actually 10. If you take it to 2, it grays out the save and continue button. So the minimum as of the time of my video is 10, so you need to have a minimum of 10, but you can change this to 2 to match the unhealthy attempts. Okay, so that is that, and then we have that. We click and move forward. Then we go for the front end. We'll pick this, and then we pick this one here, and then that will be called this, and that's the name of the reserved internal IP address, and this is the IP address. Okay, so okay, here let me choose, and I pick this one. Okay, put that one there. Alright, so port number is 80. Okay, and no other thing here, so click done. So we review and finalize. Click port 80 and 2 backends and 1 front end, and then click create. Alright, so we will quickly check that. Let's give a few minutes for the load balancer to set up, and then we will now check our progress and then test the load balancer. And of course, we still need to SSH into the utility VM and then curl the load balancer's IP address. We will do that. Okay, basically when you add the backends will be hidden behind the load balancer, and so every traffic sent to the load balancer will be shared between the backends. You can have as many backends as you want, depending on your task. So let's refresh this. Alright, so I think maybe our progress will now be okay. So it's been done. So we have a total of 40 max here. Alright, so but we're not done. Let's curl this. So let's do the first curl, and let me bring up the SSH terminal. Alright, so or the bash terminal. Okay, so let me clear this. Alright, so we will do curl. Okay, hold on, something is off. Let me do this. Okay, so curl the first one, and we returned this instance group 1. So we need to do a couple of times. Let me do it like 10 times. Let me use a simple script to do that for I in okay, sorry, sequence 1 to 10. Okay, do curl, no, curl, the IP address is 0.1.0.10.3, okay, 30.5, and done. Okay, let me put a line between and done. Okay, doesn't come out right, but let's try that, and it goes. Let me make this bigger. Let me make this, okay, let me push this one here. Let me make this a bit smaller, make it this large. Okay, so we see what we're doing. Okay, so that's it. I ran that 10 times. Okay, let me show you the script. That's the script. It's a simple sequence. We'll catch every item from this sequence and then use that to run this curl command here, and then of course put a line so that each one appears on the first line, on a different line. So let's check the load as it's spread out. We have two. First one we had 1, we had 2 up to here. We now had 1, 1, 1, and then we had 2, 2, and then we had 1 again, and then we have 2. Okay, so that works. So let's kill that and get out of there. Okay, so that's about it. It's a very simple lab. Of course, remember, if you have issues with quota, just come to the side here, click on this button, put your name, your email, and then click on start chart, and then when you get to the next one, just add any text like hi, and then you'll be shown where you are on the queue, and just be patient, and when it gets your turn, please introduce yourself properly as a learner in the GATS program on Pluralsight, and that the fact that you're preparing for your ACE exams, and of course you're supposed to have 100% completion on all your labs in preparation for that exam, and ask that they please assist in resetting your quota. Okay, so let's close the resources we've used, we've been using, and then make sure you end your lab. If you don't, when you try to sign in again into Quick Labs using the same credentials as your Pluralsight credentials, you will most likely have issues. You won't be able to start a new lab because the previous lab is still open. So make sure you end it. It happens like that at times. So click here, and I've done this lab before, so I just leave a rating, and then that's the end of the lab. Thank you for watching, and please leave your likes and any comments that may help me understand some areas I have not touched. Have a nice day, and bye-bye.